Today, we are exploring the incredible history of food, a journey that spans millions of years and defines exactly who we are as a species. Think about the last meal you ate. Whether it was a simple piece of toast or a complex bowl of ramen. That dish is a time capsule. It contains thousands of years of human migration, accidental discoveries, and bloody revolutions. For the vast majority of our history, food wasn't something we chose from a menu. It was something we chased. Our ancestors, the hunter-gatherers, lived hand to mouth. Their diets were incredibly diverse, consisting of wild berries, tubers, insects, and whatever game they could bring down. This was the era of the opportunistic palate. If it didn't kill you, it was dinner. The first great turning point came about 2 million years ago with the mastery of fire. Cooking was the ultimate life hack. By applying heat to meat and vegetables, we made them easier to digest and unlocked a massive surplus of calories. This extra energy fueled the growth of our brains, literally sculpting the modern human mind. We didn't just eat food, we used it to evolve. Then, roughly 10,000 years ago, everything changed. We stopped moving. This was the Neolithic Revolution, the transition from hunting and gathering to agriculture. In pockets of the world like the Fertile Crescent, humans began to domesticate wild grasses like wheat and barley. In Asia, it was rice. In the Americas, it was corn. This shift created a surplus, which led to the birth of cities, specialized labor, and eventually, written language. Interestingly, while agriculture allowed for larger populations, it actually made the average human less healthy at first. As diets became restricted to just a few staple crops, we traded variety for stability. As civilizations grew, food became a status symbol. In ancient Rome, the wealthy dined on flamingo tongues and honey-glazed dormice to show off their reach, while the poor survived on a grain dole. But the most significant transformation of the global palate happened during the Age of Discovery. When Christopher Columbus sailed in 1492, he wasn't just looking for land. He was looking for a shortcut to the spice markets of the East. What followed was the Columbian Exchange, arguably the most important event in food history. Imagine Italian food without tomatoes, Irish food without potatoes, or Thai food without chili peppers. Before the 1500s, those pairings were impossible. The potato moved from the Andes to Europe, eventually saving millions from famine, while sugar moved from South Asia to the Caribbean, unfortunately fueling the horrific transatlantic slave trade. Food was no longer just local sustenance. It was a global commodity. By the 18th and 19th centuries, the Industrial Revolution brought the next major shift: preservation. Before this, you ate what was in season or what had been salted, dried, or fermented. The invention of canning by Nicholas Appert and the later development of mechanical refrigeration meant that food could travel across oceans without spoiling. For the first time in history, a person in London could eat beef from Argentina or fruit from the tropics in the dead of winter. This led us directly into the 20th century, the era of big food. Following World War II, the focus shifted to efficiency and speed. We saw the rise of fast food, frozen, TV dinners, and highly processed ingredients designed for long shelf lives. We mastered the science of the bliss point, that perfect ratio of salt, sugar, and fat that makes certain snacks nearly impossible to stop eating. We transformed from a species that struggled to find enough calories to one that in many parts of the world, struggles with an overabundance of the wrong kind. Today, we stand at a new crossroads. We are looking backward to ancient grains and heirloom varieties, while simultaneously looking forward to lab-grown meat and vertical farming. We are becoming more conscious of how our food choices impact the planet, recognizing that the history of what we eat is inextricably linked to the future of the Earth itself. From a charred piece of mammoth meat to a 3D printed steak, our relationship with food remains our most intimate connection to the natural world. Every bite you take is a legacy of the farmers, explorers, and cooks who came before you. Thank you for watching.